Hi. Today I'll share with you the reason why I won't buy the Chanel Tweed palettes. And there's a simple reason. They are too expensive, and for me, a lot of people buy Chanel because it's Chanel, and that allows the brand to overcharge unnecessarily. I like to define myself a quality beauty lover. I like quality eyeshadows, and I've been using Chanel or other luxury eyeshadows for years. And for me, the Chanel eyeshadows, not all of them, but the big gelée ones, like this one, the ones that have raised pan without the metallic container, around the eyeshadows. These are, for me, they are all the same among the brands, and I'm pretty sure it's the same lab that produced these ones. And nowadays there's also finished variety, so shades can be baked and at the same time be more matte or more glittery. Many of you experience, Pat McGrath variety of baked shades, the Blitz, the Astrals, the VR shades. So they are also named differently. The baked shade formula for me is one of the most elegant looking on the eyes, and for a lot of years this was actually something that pertained to the luxury beauty world, and that's why I lean towards the luxury beauty, because I love this formula. However, these quads were priced between the 60 and 70 US dollars range, and now they they raised up the prices with these the tweed quads up to 88, something like that. So we are between 80 and 90 dollars and for a quad, and these Chanel quads are really poor in the quantity, because they usually have 2 grams in total. That means 0.5 gram per shade, and it's a tiny quantity. So when I discovered that the price of the tweed quads was even 20 euros, 30 dollars more compared to the traditional other offering of Chanel quads, I said, no, I can't be cheated like that. And there's a reason for that, I believe. For sure, it's not production costs or raw materials that have raised up the prices, because the tweed quads have been postponed, have been delayed so much, because they were ready to be launched 1 year ago. That's why the prices were the old prices, the manufacturing prices were the old prices, because the tweed palettes have been produced already to be launched last year. And so the reason why I think there's this price increase that I hope it won't be permanent, it's because of the tweed sleeves. Usually with these quads, with these Chanel quads, you have the velvet pouches, but with the tweed quads you will get the tweed sleeves. Now, I don't have the sleeve for this anymore. For example, I tend to lose the sleeves, so why should I pay $20, $30 more for a piece of fabric that is not related to the quad itself? It's just a gadget, something that I don't care for. And the reason is that I don't buy Chanel because it's called Chanel. I buy Chanel because sometimes I get this baked formula, wet and dry formula, like Tom Ford loves to call it, or gel to powder formula. They're all referring to the same formula, and I'm buying for that. In fact, I have this quad that is a Mediterranean quad, and I have a matte quad because I love the color, and I also have another quad like this that is again baked gelée. So I purchase only baked gelée, so this kind of gel to powder formula from Chanel. I'm only interested in the formula, and the tweed quads have the same formula as these. and you can notice that because they don't have, again, metallic pens, and they have these kind of decorations in the pen, raised motifs on the pen that are easy to find with this formula because it's liquid pressed, so it's easy to produce a pattern on top of the pens. So those have the same formula of these. And at the beginning, in one of my previous videos, when I talked about new releases, I said I was interested in the number 1 palette that is called the Quivre, and I like that because of a golden shade that to me seemed greenish gold, and it seemed more interesting than the standard gold. However, I'm full of golds. If I want a greenish gold, I can go to Pat McGrath, my Pat McGrath palette, or the Misameya palette that I talk about in a future video. So I have already some choices for a greenish gold, and I also discovered by just waiting for more swatches, waiting for all those influencers that got these palettes in advance, I noticed that it wasn't greenish gold actually. It was a standard warm gold again, and I don't like warm shades on me, and for that reason I lost my interest in that Tweed 01 Quivre palette by Chanel. The other one that caught my attention was the Brun and Rose, the taupe one. And I was pretty sure to buy that one. I confess I'm still tempted to buy it. If I can find an offer somewhere, I may purchase it, but it's just that I'm not comfortable to buy it full price. It's just too much. And Chanel did the same with an advent calendar that was full of gadgets just to get the double C on cardboard pieces. And people bought it. In my opinion, buying Chanel makeup just because it's Chanel, to me is a kind of wannabe behavior. You maybe can't afford a purse and you buy Chanel makeup. I mean, that is my way of seeing this kind of behavior of buying Chanel just because there's a double C. And that's why I don't understand why people buy cardboard things and gadgets just to get double C without any usage, because even for the sleeves you get with the tweed quads, what's the usage of these sleeves? They don't have a closure. I mean, they are useless. So yeah, are you a collector? Okay, good for you, then collect it. But for me, I'm just a user, and I tend to pay attention just on the formula and on the actual product itself. I don't want to pay such an extra amount of money just for a piece of fabric. I was talking about Brun and Rose, the 04 quad, and that one was intriguing because it had taupes, a light taupe, a dark taupe, and a glittery pink that if you have some experience, you will notice that those kind of light pinks are quite transparent, so it's just glitter, and dark brown. Yeah, I find that I have this quad that is the Mediterranean quad, and there are these two shades that I like that to me are quite similar to those taupes. So this is an amazing shade. I purchased this quad because of this shade, and it has some greenish gold bronze quality. So I think of this as a warmer version of that dark gray, the darker taupe in the brunette rose quad. So I will swatch it here. But what I noticed by using this quad, this is instead a lighter taupe that for me is quite close to the light taupe in the brunette rose. I seen a swatch, I think Angela Van Rose swatched this Mediterranean quad side by side with the brunette rose. However, I couldn't really see too much of a difference. But anyway, to me they are quite close. And to be completely honest, when I use this palette, these are totally different shades, but if I use this color and then I darken up with this one, they blend to each other and they become just one single entity, you know, one single color. So I said, if I can't distinguish on my eyes, you know, the separation between these two, they blend into each other in a single color, they could look similar to the brunette rose quad. I mean, if I darken up with a matte brown and I use this one, to me, I can achieve same look on the eyes or quite similar. Anyway, the point is, why should I spend that much amount of money for two taupes that are quite close to these ones? And I may like this one in particular, that is a warmer version of that one in Brune Rose even more. So that's no reason for me to spend that money for something that I already have and I enjoy and I like. So that's the main reason why. Also for that one, I'm still tempted. I'll be honest, but I need to be wise, and I think it's a waste of money. And for that, and also I want to, you know, give as a consumer the message to Chanel that I cannot be cheated by a piece of fabric. Since my only power as a consumer is money, I won't buy it. That is my way to express my disappointment. It is actually, this marketing choice is disappointing for me, because with Chanel I expect quality and I expect high-end experience. I don't want to be treated as a person that cares only about the status or, you know, the appearance of that piece of fabric. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these tweed quads, if you have purchased them. I was tempted, and when they were released on September 1st, I have to admit I considered to buy the 01 and 04 that are my favorites. But then I said, why? Really, why? If I'm not convinced about the color story for 01 and for the 04, I more or less have something similar like this. Why should I do that? It doesn't make sense, right? And so let me know what you think about it. Now, maybe you can help me if you have this quad and you also have purchased and you have gotten the Chanel Brunette Rose 04. Let me know how similar they are, these two shades and the corresponding shades in the Brunette Rose quad on the eyes. I'm very curious to know an unbiased opinion from normal consumers and not from people that push to buy things, you know. I hope that this was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel to see more of these makeup chats, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.